Hey guys, it's Kyle Holleran, General Manager of the KW Alliance Group, and today I'm being joined by John Gordon, one of our great agents over in the Fairfax Gateway office. John, hello, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Pleasure to be here.
So, John, tell me about your business a little bit. When did you get into real estate? Why did you get in real estate?
My business, so I got into real estate roughly 5 years and some change ago. I was helping a friend project manage flips in Richmond, Virginia, and one thing led to another. I started asking questions about the rules and regulations and laws around real estate, and he suggested, why not get into real estate full time? And funny enough, probably 2 weeks, maybe a month later, I was connected with then the team that I ended up joining, Catherine Ham, and the rest is history.
Very nice. What was something that you learned, like in that first year or two? Was there anything that sticks out in your mind?
Oh my
We have a lot of
goodness.
agents in the Alliance Group that can learn from everybody. What were some things that you can think of that come straight to your mind?
Things that I learned the most, and this is what I'm going to focus on later on in the conversation too, is the community from the get-go. It's leadership, these team leaders, these agents who have been in the business for years and years and years. They introduce themselves and they want to know who you are. They want to know your name. They want to know your backgrounds, where you're coming from. And that in itself, the integrity was incredible. And that's one of the main reasons why I joined Keller Williams, is because I wasn't just a number. I wasn't just another cog in the wheel. Mm-hmm. There was personality with it. And so in the first year or so, I evolved so much from what I was doing before. I always had an entrepreneurship drive. I was always ambitious with what I was doing. And so the team that I was on started to craft that to be more focused, to put goals like the 135s and the 411s. And just with that focus allowed my success to continue growing.
That's awesome. That's great. Tell me about your business. What do you focus on? Buyers, sellers, new construction? What do you enjoy most about business, and what do you focus on?
When I first got into real estate, it was strictly buyers.
Yep.
Open houses, door knocking. I'm more of a face-to-face agent. Mm-hmm. I know there are a lot of opportunities with social media and everything that I have opportunity to continue to learn more about.
Yep.
And getting into real estate, open houses, door knocking, basically putting myself in as many organic conversations or situations as I possibly could, because in Richmond, I had a good friend base. I have no family in Richmond. Mm-hmm. Moving up to Northern Virginia 2 years later, I have no family in Northern Virginia. I know a couple of friends, and it was the community at Keller Williams, ended up joining Chantilly, but anyways, it was, my business is strictly showing people who I am as a person and helping them through the home buying process. So it has mostly been buyers, but now it's getting closer to 50-50.
Gotcha.
So,
and I know you have an interest in architecture, design, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
So over the last 2 years, great question. I got into real estate with a friend of mine who was flipping houses, basically. So the whole real estate investing focus is what drove me to real estate to begin with. So it's, in a way, full circle. Right now, I am building a team that basically we find deals and we renovate properties. We're working on our 7th right now, and we have 2 in the pipeline, expected to close, if all goes well, next Tuesday and then the following week. And so, in a nutshell, we're renovating homes, and not just your normal flip. We go past that. We want to put personality into the properties. We don't want to just cut corners and get in, get out as quickly as possible. My wife is an architect. Mm-hmm. She's on the team. She pushes me to incredible lengths to continue to be a better person and continue to push my jobs to be better. So it's the renovation side. There's also the investment side for buying and holding rentals. I could talk to you all day about it. So
think how amazing that is.
Yeah.
You started as a realtor, right, as a single agent working with buyers, and now all of a sudden you have, created all these other businesses, ancillary businesses around that.
And it's the biggest aspect of Keller Williams, too. The reason, because they're a slew of other brokerages.
Sure.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of, there are other agents and different pathways. Like it's really, I'd see agents pop around all over the place. It's
Yep.
pretty simple to do. It's Keller Williams, I don't want to say it's changed me, but I've evolved in my personality and my character and just pushed me to, as cliche as it sounds, be a little bit better every single day. So I
think that's one of the things that makes KW stand out. Right?
Yeah.
Like as I look backwards, there's lots of companies who can teach buyer presentations, seller presentations, right, through social media. I feel like I'm a better person, father, dad, because of KW. And I'm surrounded by people constantly that want to be better.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that environment, the environment that KW's created, makes that happen.
And like my friends are seeing it. My wife sees it. My family, my parents are blown away that here I am going after these bigger deals and like probably $2 or $3 million in debt. But again, different conversation. It's still, that debt isn't a bad thing. That's what you have to do to push to get after these opportunities, because it's not just renovating a house to sell it to make a quick buck. It's the relationships that I've built through this process, the relationships I've built, not even outside the deals, but there's real estate opportunities that come from it. I'm meeting all of these other big figures in the game who've been investing for years and years and years, and other big name agents with Keller Williams in general, where you can just stop them in the hallway, be like, do you have a minute? Yes. Like, just have a quick, genuine conversation and pull out gold nuggets here or there.
Awesome. Awesome. What do you expect to see from the market this year? What do you guys anticipate on your team?
If I had a crystal ball, I would love to tell you. So it's, as everyone is saying, and with family reunions and the mega camps and these bigger agents who have been in the business for years and years, we're going to all have to go back to the basics.
Right.
Nothing crazy, nothing fancy, just those organic, genuine conversations and being genuine and purposeful with those conversations. So I know that's broad.
Right.
That goes with buyers, that goes with sellers, that goes with, and so instead of like, oh, do you want to buy a house this year? It's more, what are your real estate goals for 2023 and how can I help?
Right.
So it's, I can't say it enough.
What's interesting is not only like real estate goals for 2023.
Yeah.
I think a blind spot for a lot of people right now is that you have the opportunity. Is it VRBO? Is it an Airbnb? Is it an investment property?
Yeah.
Is it a vacation home? Right.
Exactly.
So I think we're moving from this idea of transactional based, agents that are just working on a single deal, to how do I become somebody in your life, right, that is influential and can help you build wealth through real estate.
Yeah, and not just as your real estate agent, as a resource. Be like that person who's like, oh, I see John and his team are doing plumbing work or electrical work here. There are a slew of electricians that come up on Google. Let me call John to see who he's used, vetted, who just, if John used them, then they hopefully they're good. So just being that resource for people, not just the real estate agent, I think is going to go a long way. We're going to, as Kyle said, go past thinking transactional and kind of be that in-all service to our clients, to our friends, to our family.
Yeah.
So
you guys are really doing a really good job of taking that next step into what I like to call home servicing, right?
Yeah,
it is not just the front end, writing the contract, going to the closing table, and then not talking to your client again.
Yeah.
Right? You guys have done a great job of putting together vendor lists, right? And creating real true value for the homeowners.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm going to challenge every agent to do, right? Is look to your left and right and realize you have a lot of competition.
Yeah.
And you guys have created a really cool value proposition. That's one of the reasons I want to highlight you today.
Thank you. We mean it when we say, instead of lead genning to find more buyers and sellers, call your vendors, build that relationship with your car mechanic, your electrician, your plumber, it's the standard, your hairstylist, because really these conversations that you're going to be having with potential clients, what I like to say spontaneous conversations, like there is a genuine purpose there. And when anyone asks really anything, if you don't know, say, I know someone who may be able to find that person for you, depending on the situation, but just if you have that vendor list and that booklet and that plan already set, it's going to help your business exponentially.
Yeah, I think you have an ability to be a conduit
Yes.
to so many different types of people, vendors, financial advisors, lenders, right? I mean, so many things that go on that are big decisions in people's lives
Exactly.
actually run through somebody like yourself.
Precisely.
Right? Makes sense. The other thing too, when you talk about business to business, I love that. Realize everyone's in the business of lead generation, right? If you're running a restaurant, if you're a dentist, I say it often, you can be the best dentist in the world. If you don't have anybody sitting in your chair, it doesn't matter, right? You mentioned there something I want to go back to for just a second. You said a focus on the right activities.
Yeah.
What are those right activities for you right now? What is in your 20% that you're focused on? And if you get them done every day, you feel accomplished and you've had a good business day.
So there's the standard just lead gen. I said it before, talking to, if it's 10 or 15 or 20 people, having those real estate conversations, because I'm not saying not to have that. Truly have the purpose to focus on that. So I hit my lead gen time. I give every single member of my team a call, just a check-in to see what they're working on, making sure they're hitting those benchmarks that the team has set. Instead of just checking in once a week, it's really being that person, that leader for them. And then it's lead generation, the follow-up, it's pretty much the same thing, rinse and repeat every single day.
There you go. I think if you focus on those things, right?
Yeah,
things
really just focus on having more and more conversations.
Yep.
Focus on real estate. So
now you have a very unique perspective because I knew you when you were down in the Richmond office in Richmond West, which is one of our 6 offices with the KW Alliance Group. Then you moved up here to Northern Virginia, right? And you've been a part of a couple of our offices up here in Northern Virginia. What's the advantage of the Alliance Group? Why do you stay with KW and stay with specifically the Alliance Group? Lots of options out there, as you said.
Lots of options, lots of other agents, lots of different paths that people can go on. So I really, really did think about this question, and it came back to the community with the Alliance Group. I've met incredible people here. It's not just I've met friends, I've met business partners, I've met people who I am going to know and be in business with for the rest of my life if I can.
Right.
So that is why that is the biggest factor with the Alliance Group. It's these people, they're not just surface level, simple conversations. They truly know who I am. They know my business, and they are there for support. They're business, what they do. They're an open book. They're any sort of question that you have. We don't know everything. So that's why we are all here to work together to achieve whatever that big why is for those people. So community. That's pretty much the main reason.
That's it. That's why we have offices, right? That's why we have places like this where people can come and gather. I don't think we can all do that online, right?
No.
You cannot make that sort of connection and build those meaningful relationships. So it's not a once a week thing or once a month thing. We have an office that is available, right? And that I think someone told me one time that just bumping elbows, right, is a huge value proposition of being able to talk to different people. And
I also don't want to discount. I'm very much an office person. Get in, even if I'm only in the office for a few minutes, to have those even random conversations with people. You never know what you're going to learn. And of course, the other big piece with the Alliance Group and with Keller Williams is I've been able to achieve all of this and have this success and do this much is because I know I have the support in the back end. Right. And I won't go into the specifics with command, with texting Kyle, our general manager, just be like, hey, I have a quick question. Do you have a minute? You have 8 things going on at once, so I appreciate any few seconds that you have for us. But that in itself, it's just the leadership in place. I always know I have that support, so that gives me the confidence to continue aiming and shooting for these big goals that I have in place.
I appreciate you saying that. I think when I reflect on that, that's what Gary Keller is too, right? I think from the very top, you have somebody who is a realtor who genuinely cares about our business, and that's what drives me, right? I think this company is built on servant leaders. We want to see other people do well, and I'm a true believer. You help enough people achieve what they want, you will certainly achieve what you want, right?
Exactly.
John, what are you most excited about in 2023? What are you most looking forward to?
So here I am talking about all these businesses that I'm working on. So what excites me the most is that I have a team in place, I have the support, and I have the structure and foundation to really truly see what these different pieces will achieve and go. We have big goals for every single one. So that truly is what excites me the most. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. My bread and butter is real estate. I love that. That is my lane. That's what I'm going to stay in. And there are people in all these different positions and places in their lanes what their bread and butter is.
Yep.
To really achieve something bigger that, again, I know I'm being very broad when I'm saying this. We have big goals. So that's what I'm excited for, to be this all-in-one, inclusive, one-stop shop service for our clients.
Very cool. Awesome. I think the purpose of business is to fund a perfect life.
Yeah.
What's something fun you're going to do this year? You work hard every single day.
Work hard every single day.
What is something that you're excited about doing in 2023 to kind of match up with that perfect life?
So here I am talking about growing businesses, so I'm excited to grow a family.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's travel, but yeah, family comes first.
Awesome.
That's my philosophy. That's my team's philosophy. So just continue to just go on fun new experiences with my wife, travel, spend time with family, much more time with family.
Yep.
And it's really, it comes down to time management, but truly focusing on family. Family comes first, then business. So the business will allow me to spend that time with family and traveling and whatnot.
Working hard, learning about leverage, right? Finding those people that can come into
Exactly.
your world.
Yes.
That creates that space for you to do those things this
Correct.
year. I really enjoyed talking to you. If you want to get in touch with John, tell us how people can get in touch with you.
Instagram, Facebook. Also, I love sitting down for coffee. Just give me a call, shoot me a text, 703-740-7322, and would love to connect.
Sounds great. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.